Welcome to round 4 of the 2004 Canadian Motocross Championship. Mark Travers, Ryan Gould, Moto Valley Raceway under the Blackfoot tent. Goldie, where both of their 125 riders are gunning for the championship, dog. It's going to be a great day of racing.
Oh, you know what? It sure is. And the best way to get these fans updated is go to the Mechanics Wear pit board and let them know what's going on the points. Here it is right here, folks. Dusty Klatt is coming into this round with a 6-point lead. Now, if Ryan Marias goes 1-1 in the motos today, that would give him a tie. Actually, would tie them for everything over the whole series, but Ryan would come out with the championship. So basically, Dusty's, it's in his hands. He's got to win both motos today. Now, underneath those guys, you got a bit of a three-way battle going on for third between Kyle Beaton, Colton Fasciotti, and Eric Vallejo. Only 11 points separating those guys. And you never know, those guys can get in the mix and toss it up. It's going to be some great racing today.
Yeah, no, it is. And you know what? It's all about the podium. All these teams are here because they want to be on the podium. Great numbers, 1, 2, and 3, very important. Now, getting into round 4, the injury bug has bitten a few teams. Let's talk about that. Give me an update on some injuries.
Oh, man, there's some huge injuries, especially, you know what, under the Diablo tent. Both their big-name guys, Keith Johnson, Mike Treadwell, huge injuries at Calgary. Keith's got a separated shoulder and a broken wrist. He's still going to go today. That guy's tough as nails. His teammate, Mike Treadwell, has got a broken hand. Couldn't hold on yesterday. He's going to have to pull out for the weekend. He's very, very upset about that. You know, Treadwell is one of the toughest guys on the circuit. Lewis Stewart on the Morgan Racing Suzuki, broken wrist. Ryan Lockhart, Blair Morgan Yamaha, broken leg. Under my KTM 10, we had a loss of Brad Smith. Tough break for those guys. You know, that's the thing about this series. You never know, injuries can hit you. But we're here at Regina. We're going to have a good weekend. It's going to be some great racing.
No doubt about it. It is a tough sport. They say one of the toughest sports on the planet. Keep your eyes on that 125 class. Goldie, say it.
Let's go racing, boys. This is championship weekend here, folks, and this guy right here is the man on a mission. Dusty Klatt, 4 moto wins this season. Dusty, I gotta say, you've won the motos this year. You're in a huge position. Never really been in this spot. How you feeling going into this weekend?
Yeah, there's a little bit of pressure there, but hopefully, I'm pretty sure as soon as that gauge drops, that it's all gonna go. It seems to be that way. So, you know, I've won motos. If I can do it this weekend, then that's going to be awesome, and hopefully I can come out with this championship.
All right, championship weekend. Second in the 125 points, number 104, Blackfoot's Ryan Morris. Ryan, it's all coming down to the last weekend there, my friend.
Yeah, I'm 6 points behind, 2 motos left, and if I want to win, I got to go out there and win both motos, so that's what I'm here to try to do.
A bit of a privateer special, number 402, Ryan Abrigo, sitting 8th in the 125 West in points, only 1 point out of 7th. Ryan, you're having a pretty good season, yet a privateer battling in the top 10. Good story.
Yeah, definitely. It feels real good to be out there with all those factory riders. You know, those guys are so awesome out there, and it's good to be so close to 7th. I'm a point away. I think I'm a few points from 6th, so hopefully we can come off this weekend with the podium. I'd like to be inside the top 6 at least.
Moto Valley Raceway, first 125 will be brought to you by Morgan Racing International. Brian, this is the second last 125 of the 125 West.
Klatt Marias poised for battle here. The Blackfoot boys are smiling any way you slice it. This is down to a personal battle with Klatt Marias.
The gate is down, coming to that first corner. It's a long straightaway, Brian. Right-hander, they bottle up. Who gets the shot?
Looks like a Honda Niema. I couldn't quite see. We got some cars down. Northrop down again. That kid can't buy a break on the Richmond Cowie.
We get some news from the officials. They're going to give that hole shot, the Royal Distributing hole shot to number 18, Riverside's Bart Stevenson.
Good for him. This was the track he became the hero last year, solidifying himself second in the West. He struggled all year, though, but Dusty Klatt doing what he's paid to do. Morris right on his fender traps.
Big surprise, the first 125, Brian. The 2 front runners are out, and look at Klatt on the big sweeper, hanging tight and on the gas.
The ski jump, I love it, down this valley. Look at the whip. Sick whip for Klatt, showing that he is cool, collected, and in charge of this moto so far.
Goldie talked about how much fun this track was. You can see it right off the bat. Klatt is out there having fun, styling off those big jumps.
One of my favorite tracks on the circuit. Look at that high bank there. Doesn't work for him. James Marshall cuts on the inside of young Proc Navy. Proc Navy using that Indy-style bank. Loses a position here, opening stages.
Number 370 Proc Navy on the Suzuki has been showing his stuff in the 125 West, Brian. I've been very impressed, but right now I'm impressed with those Hondas. They are taking care of business.
The Scott Lockoff cam, a nice shot of the whole pack falling through, little dust here and there. They got to be careful with water here on this circuit because those dark, shiny spots become very slippery.
There's a Brigo, or a privateer from the States, working his way up by Lindsey Wadsworth. He's having a good moto today. Both of those buys as we move back in the back. A pair of Riverside Yamahas, Brian. Aaron Barr with a good start. Nice to see him up. And James Marshall through the woods.
Aaron Barr not had the chance to shine 2 years ago. Blew us away with his speed. Series of injuries. that affects him later.
Brian, back to the battle for the lead. Morris is not giving up. He is right on Clad, looking for lines all over this track. This is a good track though, Brian. There are a lot of lines, a lot of action.
Yeah, definitely. Morris there testing the rev limiter out on that CR250F. You'll hear that along with the four strokes. It seems like they're over revving them. Mechanics always yelling for the boys to shift.
Good shot at number 179, Eric Vallejo, Mr. Consistency, coming up on Aaron Barr on the inside. Great switchback section to that camelback, Brian. Vallejo takes the position. Oh my, you're right. Full yellow for number 23, Rory Sullivan.
Sullivan going good. Back to that little bit there. Oh, we got Clad down. Our leader is down, Travers. Let's see if he can start that bike. That has been the downfall of a lot of the 250F riders. He's trying to refire them once they're stalled. Morris now in control.
Oh, you talk about a story for the championship. Look at this. Dusty Clack gets the bike going. Is he still in second place? Let's see if we can see James Marshall in third. There is Marshall. Clad is still in second. The gap right now is 3 points.
Woohoo, nice shot of a 3-pack. Firing up one of these valves. We've got Barr, Sullivan, and Prochnavy embroiled in a battle for 7th. Lots of options inside, outside. We're going to have to see how this pans out. Track's holding up well, though, Trav.
It is. Very impressed with young Rory Sullivan out of Washington. Top American privateer. Well, top privateer in the series right now. But you're right, Brian. Really wide. Oh, look at this Cowie on the inside. Jeff Northam, who had a horrible start. Remember, he was down off the start with Kyle Beaton.
Yeah, he was laying there, showing what he's made of. He's had nothing but horrible luck up here, Ken. The kid's fast. We're going down there, boy. Goals!
All right, we're with Troy of the Blackwood team. Troy, I gotta ask you, Ryan was totally in the driver's seat coming to this round. How was he feeling this morning?
He was a bit nervous. He actually slept in a little bit in his car for the first practice. But, yeah, he's feeling good. He's relaxed, and he knows what he's got to do in order to win the championship.
Well, you know what? He's doing exactly what he needs to right now. He's looking great.
Yeah, it's good. Hopefully he just maintains his lead over Dusty, and he'll will be 3 points going into the last race. So it's whoever wins that.
Right on, Troy. Thanks.
Thank you.
There you have it. The battle for third races on. Vallejo and Marshall. Neither of these guys have been on the podium yet this year. They're hired guns from the U.S. Both big names. They have been shut out so far. But look at Vallejo. It came down to him, Beaton, and Fasciati. And Vallejo getting the job done where it counts here, Trav. Vallejo moves into third. That's the final position for the podium here.
Oh, look at this. Young Yamaha pilot Kyle Beaton walking up the track in disgust, Brian. You could see his bike was parked. There goes his hook for the podium on 25 West with Dusty Clack getting his less on flag.
Couldn't come at a worse time for Beaton. It didn't look like he was dirty. Didn't look like he crashed. Probably wasn't mechanical right here at the midnight hour. Vallejo now styling it. Watch that kid ride. Sometimes I wonder why he doesn't do better. Morris, solid win. That puts 3 points between him and Clack coming into Moto 2.
I picked you were going to win. You were leading there, running so good. Tell us what happened. It went down just after the finish line.
Yeah, my rear brake, when I was on my rear brake, I ended up sliding out. And then after it took so long for me to get the bike started. The force hook's a little bit tough, and they don't want to start when you pull the clutch in and then try kicking, so I had to get it in neutral and all the rest. But I got up, and I wanted to pin it, see how far I could catch up to him. And, anything could happen. He could have fell. And if I gained that much more time, I could have got it. But, I just have to get that whole shot the next motor.
Good old boy, Adam Smith down Nashville Way, sporting the Wonder Warthog jersey, getting help from that Privateer Foundation.
Here we are with Brad Hagseth on the Pacific Yamaha tent. Brad, you're sitting 7th in points right now, not too far out of 5th, coming into one of your favorite tracks at Regina.
Yeah, definitely. We've always had good luck here, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. My 450 Yamaha's working great out here, and this is definitely a 4-stroke track, so it's to my advantage. I just need to go out there and capitalize on it.
Now you say that, I was talking to you a few weeks back, you said that the 450, it's really fun to ride, but it's kind of hard to race. You think it's really going to help you this weekend on this track?
Yeah, definitely. You get to the standier, rougher tracks than 4-stroke, it's a little more work for sure. So this weekend is definitely suited more towards the 450.
Brian Coster, Mark Travers in the booth. The premier class is on the line. And this moto will be brought to you by Royal Distributing. Brian, they're giving away $200 per shot. Just in case you didn't know.
That totals $6,400 from the fine folks at Royal Distributing. 32 hole shots. The gate is down. Trash down this runway into the first hairpin.
Doobie on the outside wall on the inside. Marco Doobie the hole shot. Goals with a great start as the boys funnel through.
KJ KJ was right in there. That was a tough one to tell. 3 Hondas. While where he wants to be already in first place. Look at that track. Track Morgan with a big moment sideways. We got all the top dogs up front. Track holding up wonderfully here in Regina.
Damon Huffman through the woods has slid into third place. So right now, 4 Hondas up front. Simon Holmans with a great start. Great to see that young Quebecer up front.
If Holmans can latch onto this pack, there's a chance he can stick with him. Looks like Lothridge, though, by Holmans on that number 5 Kawasaki. He's right in behind Dubé down the speed jump. Things are getting interesting here at the front of the pack. We've got a Yamaha rider down, Travis, and that's our privateer rider, Adam Smith.
Tough break for Smith through that Coors Light corner. Back to Dubé with his hands full of Dahan. Marco Dubé is starting to ride really hard, Brian. I like what I'm seeing from him.
Dahan very aggressive on Dubé, but Dubé is a master holding his line. He's a hard guy to pass. He's somewhat of a roadblock, and especially with the torque and power of the 450 Honda, he's able to go a little slower in the corner and then just open that big bike up down the straights.
Huge collection of Yamahas working through here. We've got Morgan, we've got Holmans, we've got Hagstead. Look at the boys funneling through, a little dusty through this uphill section.
Oh man, sliding and slicing and dicing. It's carnage out here. The boys settling into the rhythms as the moto continues. Johnson, solid second place. Got back around Huffman and Dubé right there in tow.
The lines are narrow through that whoop section, Brian, but look at this sweeper on the gas. Legs out, styling. Huffman on the outside, does he have it? Oh, a little berm shot takes over second place.
Nice, a bit of a look over. That's what I call the never-ending corner. They keep arcing to the right, arcing and arcing, getting ready for the ski jump. But here, they're back together in the GP section. Johnson with that separated shoulder and busted hand, hanging tough in third. I don't know what they give those New England boys growing up. They've taken tough pills or something, but why? Doing what he's paid to do, showcasing that number 1 plate.
Oh, the style on that man is incredible. Running up front right now with John Dowd battling it out with number 16, Simon Holmans. Dowdy not getting the start that he wanted. Back to KJ. Dubé on the inside. Here's that little double step-up section you talked about going to the whoops. A pair of 450 Hondas. Look at these lines, Brian.
Dubé on the outside. KJ on the inside for the corner. Dubé makes the pass. We're seeing the Marco Dubé of old, showing why he's had 2 Canadian championships. Dubé less aggressive than we're used to seeing him. His consistency's working out as Huffman styling as usual, Travis.
Damon Huffman on this track looks like gold, my friend, with those elbows up, styling all the way in second place.
He's deceivingly fast because he's so smooth. It never looks like he's really pushing. He's just got that natural ability. Dubé pushing hard down to the ground. He's got his rear mirror full of Dowd. Dowd on the Suzuki looks up the inside through that new little jump into the corner just to throw off the rhythm, Travers.
Little bobble in there, you're right. Good line for Dowdy through there. I like that inside line though, but you get that crossover right there, Brian.
Yeah.
And Dowdy's going inside on Dubé.
Yeah, lots of passes there. It's a great point with the inside-outside. He's got the inside here. They're coming into some other riders. He makes the pass stick. Dubé still though looking smooth. He's got his head up. He's going to be checking out Dowd's lines, seeing if there's any weakness in Dowd's armor.
Just goes to show you how many battles there are when you move back out of the lead in that club, that 5-6 position. Some great racing. Here's a good shot at KJ. Oh, Mesley on the inside. We know how good Mesley is in the whoops. Let's check the suspension. Here's that outside-inside line, Brian. KJ goes inside-outside. Oh, right.
Touch it. KJ with that shoulder and hand, though, man, he has got to be hurting. Now we see Craig Decker coming back from horrible starts on that number 3 Suzuki. As Wall with the leg work, a little dab, elbows up, head and shoulders up over the handlebars. This guy does it all right, kids. Poetry in motion. That's all I can say about the magician / tactician, Jean-Sébastien Waugh.
What I like about Waugh, using the whole track, Brian, this is a wide circuit. You got to do it. Look at this, the battle for 7th. Decker on the inside on that beautiful number 3 Suzuki. Dubé falling back a little bit, though. There are some areas in here, Brian, where you can make it up. Look at this coming. Decker swings a little bit wide. Dubé on the inside. Oh, beautiful off the ski jump into the valley.
Stayed low. Both of them stayed low. Dubé makes the pass. Fantastic. The factory riders on all marks, duking it out. Look at Morgan coming in hot, sliding. He's got the back brake locked up, road racing into these corners. And that's Brad Hagstead, not teammates. Hagstead on that 450. Morgan on the 250 as Evan Lawson's last year's 125 West champion in 3rd place.
Back to a pair of Yamahas going at it. This is Morgan and DeHaan. This is for 8th, Brian. This is that section that Morgan knows so well. But look at Dougie DeHaan. So strong on the 250 this year. That was a great pickup for the Blair Morgan race team.
You see DeHaan had his head up. He saw an opening and he seized the moment. That was a great pass. I don't think he expected to pass him there. He saw a slight chink in Morgan's armor. Bam! He's in there.
Morgan working the lines. He went on inside on that corner. That's his corner. We know we always talk about it. Back to the battle between Mesley and Dubé. Look at these guys going at it, Brian. There is contact out on the track.
One thing I love about Jack Mesley is he is not afraid. Never afraid. He's in 6th place right on Dubé. He doesn't care who it is. He's going to ride hard to the end. I think Chucky just has to work a little bit on his conditioning, his mental game.
Oh, Brian! Oh, my!
Oh, I can't. He's holding on to it. We rarely see that from John Sebastian Waugh. He had his head up there, thanking the God of his choice, I think. Here it is. Here it is. Waugh wheelies in. Business as usual. Hits that slippery part and it fishtails out at him. Almost a high side for the champ. You think he might have to change his gear after this photo or what? The champ maintains 1st place. Looking good on that Blackfoot Honda. I tell you what.
On his final approach, getting up the hill, and he's gonna, take that checker flag, Brian. A little moment on the last lap, but the champ looking good, taking the win here, first 250.
Damon, it's like old times, buddy. Pair of Hondas up front. Yeah, had a good race, an interesting start. You got a good start, and then made one pass, and we're into 2nd.
Yeah, I think overall it's just kind of a steady race. I had a good start, coming out in 3rd, and JSR, he's so good on those first few laps, and he was already opening up a little lead. But I just kind of rode steady, got a little tight in the forearms, and wasn't really able to push a whole lot. But I'll be ready for the 2nd moto. I always seem to ride a little better the 2nd moto, so I'm excited about that.
Okay, up on the podium with the Bulldog. Kevin, you got to be happy with your performance here today in Regina.
Yeah, the Richmond Racing Kawasaki Chevy trucks are running really good, and got a decent start, and just ran up front, and I pushed as hard as I could, and I couldn't catch Damon or JSR, but I'm happy to get a 3rd. Feeling a lot more comfortable on the bike this week, and it's just gonna keep getting better from here.
My favorite part of the show, the Freestyle Minute, brought to you by our friends at Brass Knuckle Therapy and Kitchener, Ontario's Race Side.
Second year in Canada, number 23, Rory Sullivan. Rory sitting 9th in the 125 West. You've been having a pretty good season, some ups, some downs, but life as a privateer, buddy. You're in inside the top 10.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be up here, and it's been a good season for me so far. Top 10 has been a little bit easier this season. Been training a little bit harder, and things are flowing.
Second year in Canada, you're used to some of the tracks. Has it been a little easier second year, even though I'm sure you go through the same hardships as a privateer?
This season, just in general, I qualified for Hangtown National, and it gave me a little more confidence. Came into the first round feeling really good. Went out and practiced and hung with JSR and felt really good. And things have kind of been back and forth since then, but privateer or not, I'm going to work just as hard.
Final 125 photo of the Western Series right around the corner. Who's going to win it, Clad or Morris? It's anyone's guess. Stick around.
Brian, this is it, buddy. The last moto in the 125 West. It's all coming down to 3 points, Brian. 3 points between Clad and Morris, and this moto will be brought to you by MX Performance. magazine, the #1 motocross magazine in the country.
Like you say, scan 3 points. If Morris wins this moto and Klatt gets second, Morris will be the champion on the strength of the overall win today. That's how close they are. They are tied right down the line. So everything up for grabs now for the West Coast Championship.
Let's focus back on the line, Brian. The gate is down. Look at this Kyle Beam with a horrible start. Coming into that right-hander, Brian. Who's going to get that Royal Distributing whole shot?
Looks like Richmond's Jeff Northrup deserves it. He got it. Pack funneling through, but beaten with a dismal start. His championship hopes are dashed in the first moto.
Pair of Yamahas up there, Riverside Yamahas, Stevenson and Barr. So that's 2 good starts for Barr today. Bastian mired in the pack.
Klatt now is the story. Second place. He's right on Northrup. He's going for an early charge. Oh, his outside peg comes off, and his inside foot comes off. He is focused. Oh, Klatt! He's making these mistakes that cost him the first moto win. He's going to have to really be solid here, and he looks like he's got the advantage on Northrup.
Oh, with a little style coming off, and he's got that inside line, Brian, coming to that Euro section. Does he have him? He is now in the lead, Brian. The race is his. The race is his.
Can't stress how fast it is going into that Euro section. Klatt now biding his time, looking forward, doesn't want to get a wheel wrong. Here comes Morris. He's back in what? He's in about 5th or 6th, Traz. All eyes will be on Morris.
Look at this, Morris on the outside through that huge sweeper, that right-hander. Does he have Stevenson? Nice defense from Stevenson, but look at that cross-up from Morris.
Yeah.
Great line choice there, Brian.
You know, lots of passing coming up to this Blair Morgan corner. Morris doesn't make it work. He makes it work there on the outside. Not giving up. Stevenson left the door open slightly, puts Morris into 3rd place. Only one rider separating him and Klatt.
Fasciati back into 5th. Stevenson with a good start though, Brian. Hasn't had a good... Oh my, Fasciati is down on that face.
We saw some crashes there last year. Fasciati with the throttle tap, slides out up the face. Klatt doing everything in his power to run away from this battle. Northrup the fly in the ointment for Morris. You can see how fast this racetrack is though, and it's choppy. The dirt kind of gets hard through the corners, so the rider's skipping around a bit, but really fast racetrack.
Morris through the whoops. He cannot let Klatt run away. He's got to get by Northrup really quick here, Brian.
Morris knows the score. He knows the points. He knows what he has to do. Second will not be good enough for him. He's going to have to pull out the stops, pull out the pin, and just hunt Northrup down. He's going to have to take him out or make the pass.
Well, we've seen some speed from Northrup before, so I won't be surprised if he's able to hold up.
Yeah.
Here's that sweeper section, though. There are options in this. Let's see if Morris goes for it. On the inside, Brian. Northrup's still on the gas, though. There goes Morris. He's in the 2nd place.
Wheel to wheel. You can count on Northrup hearing Morris coming up the inside. 3rd place for Northrup now. We get back to the battle for 9th. A couple hot, young, up-and-coming Canadians. Dustin Pretty, number 67. Ryan Mitchell, 46 on the Honda. Both have been very impressive this year. I think next year will be their time to shine. They really put themselves on the radar screen this year with solid rides. You can see Pretty looking over. He's not giving up. These guys are drag racing hard. Just inside the top 10. Loving it, Travis. Look at these guys going at it.
Ryan Mitchell hanging out. As far as Mitchell, he's hanging just on the bubble for 10th on the inside, the 125 West, which is a great position. Back to another privateer, number 23, Rory Sullivan, the American, battling with Pacific Yamahas. Brad McLean. I love the way McLean's been riding real strong, but Rory Sullivan has him through the whoop section.
Yeah, you had a great chat with Sullivan. He's catching up to Pretty. That puts Sullivan in 10th, McLean 11th. Back to our leader, Dusty Klatt. He's gingerly working the circuit. Look how much he looks like Jean-Sébastien Roy on the motorcycle. Teamed up with Roy. I'm sure Klatt will be the hot commodity next year. Kyle Beat now. It's all about redemption for him. Trying to get some points. His crank actually went the first moto. Just had a report on that. Beat moves into 6th. Dusty Klatt out front. Goldie's got his longtime friend and mechanic, Pat the O-Man O'Connor, for you.
All right, Pat. That boy is on the gas. I got to ask you, was he a little nervous after the first moto?
Yeah, he was actually really disappointed. We went into the first moto, praying for a start, which he got, and too hot on the brake, and went down that corner, as everybody saw, and yeah, we're both really nervous.
You know what? He's looking like he's going it through. This is awesome for him right here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep him consistent on his lap times, which are about 157, and if he can do that, it's in the bag.
Right on, Pat.
Thank you.
Nice job, Goldie. Pat O'Connor looking good. Oh my, Brian. Kyle Beaton went down in the whoops. He does not look well. What a championship day for him. Tough break.
Oh, his dad, Brian Beaton, first man on the scene. Let's hope he's okay. That kid's young enough that he can salvage his career. But right here, we got some unfinished business for fourth place. Colton Fasciati and Eric Vallejo.
Vallejo on the inside, a little problem there for Fasciati. He went a little wide off that jump. Nice line. There you see Beaton coming off the track with Vallejo slipping into fourth place right now, Brian. Fasciati in the fifth.
You're right, and it looks good for Beaton walking away. I like Fasciati. He's not giving out a whole hand signal from Vallejo. Vallejo saying, what the heck? Go right ahead. If you beat me here, I'm still going to beat you in the championship. Vallejo, he's got his head down. He's staying ahead of Cole, but he doesn't really care about Cole. He can't get hung up on Fasciati here. I think he knows if Fasciati's a bit quicker, hey, let him go. Third in the championship. I think he'll be happy with that.
Ryan Moore's getting his last lap flag. You're right. Vallejo's been the model of consistency the last two rounds, Brian, and that's why he's in third place. As we get back to our leader, Brian, this is it. Dusty Platt on his final approach, getting ready to take the 125 West Championship. The first Canadian to do so, Brian. History in the making.
He's going to change that number 11 for number 1.
All right, here we are with Jeff Northup, third place in that moto. Jeff, an awesome ride to finish out the year.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You know, I wanted to be on top. But I was up there front in the first, at the start, got the whole shot, but I just got a little cramped up and guess got a little tired, and they passed me. Those guys rode real good today, so but at least put my calorie up.
Brian Costa, Mark Travers, final motor of the day from Regina's beautiful Moto Valley Raceway. Good shot of the boys on the line, getting some help from their mechanics. Little pre-race rituals, Brian. 30 board is up.
Great shot from the center of the starter's box. Dubé right there to the inside of the box. Morgan Racing and the Suzuki team, they got their rig in a good spot.
No doubt about it. The riders looking at the board, then focusing down on the gate. It is down, Brian, coming to that first corner. Who's going to get that Royal Distributing hole? Yeah,
Dubé with a good jump, but it's the champ, Jean-Sébastien Roy. You can see all the boys falling through. There is some carnage. We got a rider down. Morgan dead last. You can call this his home track. He lives a few hours from here.
I thought I saw Suzuki in the mix, Brian. Yes, there it is. Morgan Racing Suzuki number 703. Mike Caton, a Michigan native.
Big fishtail for Watts. Start those Watts. Remember last year's fishtail and crashed there, handing the overall to Huffman. So Watt with big moments already, but lead of the race. Caton aggressive on the outside. Travers, this can't last long.
Look at this Caton on the outside. He actually passed Watt for a second. Slipped a little wide, and then Watt back in the lead with a little check back.
Hats off to Caton there. Great line there, challenging Watt. You don't see Watt challenged too often. Huffman up the inside with that big, lanky frame and those elbows, showing Caton that he's moving on through.
Damon Huffman talks about being a second moto guy. Look at this. He is right up on Watt right now. It is early though, Brian, but this is exactly the kind of start he wanted.
Bit of cut and thrust for Watt back there. Came to a dead stop at the apex. Gave Huffman a little bit of a look. Huffman's looking now down these sweepers. I love this off-camber descent. Really technical for the riders. The bikes naturally want to go wide out to the rhubarb there, so the riders really have to keep their focus there.
John Dowd into third place as he gets by Caton. So familiar territory up here with Waugh, Huffman, and Dowd. Look at these three boys as they blast by up the hill en route to the finish line.
You know, Waugh's got a line coming out of the Blair Morgan corner. He's the only guy jumping down the hill that I can see. So some special lines out there for JSR. Blackfoot leading the pack 1-2. We're going to have to keep our eye on Morgan too. See how his progress is through the pack.
Back to the Scott USA lock-off canvas. The boys are funneling through this hot July afternoon here in Regina. Oh my, Dowdy gets by Huffman as they come through that second whoop section. Dowdy on the gas through the sweeper.
I love to see Dowdy coming out. Look at Dowdy. He's one of the only top guys consistently wearing a front and back chest protector. Love that from Dowd. You young kids out there, man, oh man, can't stress enough the importance of a chest protector. Dowdy, one of the only top guys consistently wearing it, guys.
Huffman moving back in a second as we get back to the battle. Looks like Homans and Caton. Homans with a nice light on the inside.
That battle is for sixth position. Caton slipping back a bit, still riding hard. Homans really looks fast and comfortable on this track. Like Goldie was saying, he trains a lot with Waugh. So we know he's in shape, and he's going to be set to riding both classes in the East. But Doug DeHaan now, man of the moment, by Caton into that sixth 7th place position. He's got Holman's right in front of him, though.
Interesting Kate with those black numbers on his jersey. It's hard to see, but he does have him on there. John Sebastian Waugh up through the Blair Morgan corner, looking good. But Damon Huffman is not giving up the ghost, Brian. He's on the gas.
Huffman is trying so hard. You can tell the way he's riding. He's got the throttle just turned to the stops there, trying to reel in John Sebastian Waugh. He did it here last year, but now Caden back another position. KJ moves in. Caden takes a look on the inside like that from him. He's got to keep his aggressive mojo if he wants to get hired back up here by Cecilia.
Remember Brian Diablos Johnson running that broken wrist and separated shoulder, looking really strong today. I like what I'm seeing from him. Pair of Yamahas in the mix now, Brian. We've got number 16. That's
nice pass from DeHaan. Sorry to cut you off. A lapper in there. Looked like Holman's on his side of the lapper. DeHaan just capitalized through there. Caught Holman's off guard. Holman's using up the main line. You see DeHaan going all over the track.
That was for 7th place. Dougie DeHaan moving into 7th. Back to our champ, John Sebastian Waugh. There's that line you were talking about. Oh my! You were right on that line. Did you see that?
The only guys, he's jumping down, tucking in close to the trees. Decker back in action. This guy's been plagued with the stars. Great shot of him. He's got Cerny now, motorcycle privateer of the year, Julian Cerny, right in front of him. Cerny doing a bang-up job of holding him back. Look at this, Julian Cerny is not supposed to be in front of Craig Decker, Travers.
Craig Decker not having the moto day he wants. This is the battle for 11th right now. Julian Cerny on the 450 Yamaha, Craig Decker on the 2-stroke Suzuki.
Gotta be the best ride for Cerny to date. Nice shot of Junkyard Dog in 3rd place. Love that. And now Cerny still in front of Decker. Using the inside line. Cerny, a big physical man. You can't push him around. And he's on that heavy 450 Yamaha. Bit more weight carrying through the corners. So I don't think Decker wants to get in a ramming match with him.
Brian Blair Morgan is back in the fray. This is for 13th. Blair Morgan, number 37, hunted down by number 5, Evan Lafferty on that Chevy Trucks Kawasaki.
Lafferty's had some trouble on lap 2. Him and Morgan slicing and dicing their way together. Huffman styling in solid 2nd place. The battle raging for 11th still between Cerny and Decker. Cerny on the outside. Opens the door. Decker sneaks in. Cerny not one to give up. Maybe he'll pick up some lines from Decker, but Cerny nothing to be ashamed of being passed by a top factory Suzuki.
Not at all. Oh no, Chuck Besley with a problem in that Euro section, Brian. That's a tough place to go down. Super fast.
Looks like he had a big low slide. That inside elbow looks like it's pretty hurting. Battle for 9th, raging hard, side by side. Lockridge number 5, Decker number 3. Coming up to the closing stages. This is going to be a battle to watch.
So many good options out here. Lafferty finishing 3rd in that first 250 moto. He's on the gas. Look at Doug DeHaan on the inside, taking care of Clad. Doug DeHaan has lines, Brian. We're seeing it right now. He's got them all over the track.
Boy, he looked aggressive up the jump. Sure enough, makes the pass. Clad gotta be tiring from all those motos. Dubé all alone in 4th. We haven't seen hide nor hair. He's had a quiet race. There's Dowdy. He's in 3rd. The white flag is out. This is the last lap. Damon Huffman all alone in 2nd. John Sebastian Waugh with a nice lead. What's he got, about 12 seconds?
Oh, he's got a big lead. And I'll tell you what, right now, I don't think Huffman's going to be able to catch him. John Sebastian Waugh again on his final approach. He likes that inside line around the trees there, Brian. Up the hill on his final approach. Hands up in the air, John Sebastian Waugh with the clean sweep. That's 8 for 8, Brian. The